Hello, welcome back to the campfire where we unveil the shamanic odyssey. My name is Michaela. I am a shaman who has been given the opportunity to teach and learn and grow and share everything that I have received with you. So thank you for tuning in. Today's episode is a lesson that I learned while at the shamanic sanctuary in Peru, where we were taught and guided. This lesson isn't necessarily a lesson that I learned directly from ceremony with Mama Ayahuasca, but it is a lesson that I learned while I was staying at the Spirit Quest shamanic sanctuary in Peru after our first ceremony. In fact, during the first ayahuasca ceremony, I was just so excited to be there. I was honestly like a little puppy. I couldn't hold my excitement. I was extremely hyperactive. I sat in ceremony just having ingested ayahuasca, and I was just like, oh my goodness, it's happening, oh my goodness. And everything that I would see, I would immediately try and find meaning for. So I would see a butterfly in my vision, and I would go into this deep, what does this mean, what does this mean? Or when something would start showing itself, what does this mean? And I would start trying to analyze my visions immediately. I did receive incredible guidance and beautiful messages from Mama Aya in that ceremony, which throughout the course of these episodes I will be sharing with you. But after ceremony, I felt a little bit defeated in myself. I felt as if I had almost lost a lot of my own control, or at least I didn't give enough control over to ayahuasca. And I don't know, I felt that I could have been more present in my vision, in my time with ayahuasca. So I went to our guide at the time, Selva, who is an incredible guide and a beautiful healer and so powerful in her ways and in her presence and her feminine energy. So just a true thankful message of love to her. I hope she is well and strong and flourishing. I went to Selva the next day after ceremony, and I just sat with her to find out how, and if I was limiting myself, how I can stop myself from experiencing that again and opening up the space for my Mama Ayahuasca to enter fully. And a big part of ceremony and a deep part of my practice as a result is the mantra of patience, surrender, and courage. It is a big part of healing and growth, and it is incredibly powerful when working with ayahuasca and any psychedelics in that state, to surrender and trust the guidance of the plant medicine, to be patient in the journey that it is taking you on, because this is the only realm where there is time. There is no such thing as time in the other realms. I will explain that in further detail on another episode as well. But because we're so constructed by time, we become impatient with the messages and the guidance that we're looking for. But we move in a different flow to the flow of nature because of this construct of time. So with patience, with surrender, with courage, when what we're fearing starts showing itself, we have the opportunity to dive deeper into our own growth, to really understand ourselves and to let the plant medicine guide us correctly. So after speaking to her, she mentioned two extremely powerful things that I want to share with you today, and the lesson for today's episode. The first one was to surrender. She said to me, Michaela, surrender. She said, if you feel like you're too much in your head and you're struggling to understand, it's because you aren't in your heart. So she said, by surrendering, by breathing, by actually visualizing the word surrender in your mind, if you can't get out of your mind, and visualize yourself moving into your heart space, you will receive the messages you need and in the time that you need them. So in the next ceremony, I practiced exactly what Selva told me. I practiced surrender, and I practiced moving from my headspace into my heart space. It's a very tricky journey, I must say, and it's one that is very difficult to trust. Naturally, as human beings, we are always in our mind. Our mind controls a lot of what we express within ourselves. Our mind controls a lot of masculine, logical affirmations within ourselves, but it's through the chest, through the heart space, that our lessons and our love comes from. So, in my second ceremony, I started becoming extremely heavy, for better terminology. I started thinking and I started wondering if it was working, if what I was doing was working. I said to myself, I said, Michaela, just stop. Surrender. Focus on surrendering. So I closed my eyes and I quite literally visualized the word surrender constantly. And then I visualized my mind, and this is just bear with me here. I visualized my mind almost becoming like a little bit of a drain, and slowly the surrender swirled down the drain and entered into my heart space. And for this ceremony specifically, it was only my second. When I moved into my heart space, I actually entered it almost too soon for what was coming. To go on a little bit of a tangent, I often have a dream where I sit around a bonfire with all my ancestors, and we dance and we sing and we share messages, we share lessons, we share understanding and growth. And when I moved into this heart space during my second ceremony, I moved into that bonfire space, but none of my ancestors were there yet. So I kind of took a moment in my spirit, in my fire, and settled. And that's where my true surrender, my true journey began, and my true ceremony began with Mama Aya. But again, that's something I will share with you in another episode. This episode is specifically based on how important it is to move out of your headspace and into your heart space. Not only in ceremony or in taking any plant medicine, but in your day-to-day life. We become so caught up in our minds, in our thoughts, in our what ifs, in our moments that take us away from the present moment. As soon as you start thinking about tomorrow, about the next hour, in general, you are removing yourself from the present moment. So what I've done is I've actually created a beautiful meditation that I have posted in my comments. The link is there, that is about moving from your headspace into your heart space, to practice working from the chest, opening up your heart space so that your soul may speak to you. It is through your heart that your soul whispers to you, and it is through your heart, through your chest, that you can truly exist freely and presently. So during this process of moving from the head to the heart space, it's also extremely important when you're feeling an emotion that you ask yourself where you're feeling it from. Is it coming from your head space? Is it coming from your heart space? If you're feeling reactive, if you're feeling impulsive, if you're feeling pain or triggers, ask yourself first where you're feeling it from. Are you feeling it from your head space, or are you feeling it from your heart space? A lot of the time, if I can relate it to endurance training, you'll feel pain in your mind because your mind will convince you that your body isn't strong enough to do the endurance event that you've set out to do. But it's by listening and being aware of what part of your body is speaking to you that you can truly dive deeper into your own self-understanding. So the next time you feel reactive, the next time you feel a trigger coming up, the next time you are in an uncomfortable space, take a moment to really understand where you're feeling what you're feeling from. A lot of the time, the head space is very egoic. A lot of what you might feel might be coming straight from the ego, whereas the heart space is the feminine, is the balance of the feminine and the masculine, the instinct versus the intuition, the flow, the natural rhythm of your soul. So I implore you to just be patient with yourself on this journey and surrender. Surrender to the flow, surrender to the unknown, and go with what you're feeling. Take a moment to bring awareness to where you might be feeling it from. And then if it is coming from your mind, bring your awareness back to your heart space. Come back to your heart always. Work from the chest, lead from the chest, and all will be right. Trust in yourself and surrender to the flow of nature. She is always on your side. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And let me know if there's any times that you might feel stuck in your headspace in the comments below. Let's see if we can help guide you through some of the unknown in your heart. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful day.